Hello, this is Keith Jones with Oracle Sports, and today we're going to be talking about the fantasy forget-me-nots for Week 9 of the NFL football season. With a lot of teams on bye, everyone's running to that waiver wire to find the player that's going to help them out this week, and we have all the answers for you. The first position we're going to start with is quarterback, obviously. Depending on how long somebody waited on him, RG3 could be available in your league. And it's not a bad pickup. They're playing Minnesota. They're not a very good team. He could put up some points. I don't know how much I want to put my faith in someone who gets injured that way, but it might be worth it. Another guy that might be worth it, same thing, very risky, is Michael Vick. They're traveling to Kansas City and playing a good defense, though, and that kind of worries me, but you never know with Michael Vick. He could blow up. Two guys I really like this week with matchup-wise, though, are Brian Hoyer and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Brian Hoyer is playing Tampa Bay at home. Granted, they're probably going to run a little bit on him, but he should be able to get at least 2 touchdowns out of that matchup. Ryan Fitzpatrick actually is playing home to Philadelphia, which is a good team. But if you know anything about Philly, they score a lot. They score fast, and they run fast. So I feel like just that pace of play is going to allow Ryan Fitzpatrick to get 2 or 3 touchdowns. Probably 3 if it works out the way I think it's going to. Let's move on to running backs, though. One running back I just picked up was Jonas Gray from New England. I mean, if you know anything about Belichick, you know anything about New England, you know that they always go with 2 backs. Everyone is on Vereen. They love Vereen, and Vereen's a good guy. But they pass to Vereen. They trust him so much in the passing game that they're going to start using Gray more in the running game. They're going to make him like the Stephen Ridley. And as long as he doesn't fumble, he's going to get more and more carries. And so I really think that's a great pickup, especially this week playing Denver. There could be a lot of points scored in that game. They're going to want to be rotating their backs in and out. Another guy that, like I said, like the RG3 situation, a guy that if people didn't stick with him, D'Angelo Williams. He's been declared the starter for Thursday. It's crazy. It boggles my mind, but he's declared the starter for Thursday. And New Orleans does not have a very good defense. Another guy that's on bye this week, but I still think is worth the pickup, is Bryce Brown for the Buffalo Bills. The reason for this, I know Anthony Dixon's getting a lot of carries right now, and he's the main back, but I just think that with the bye week under his belt, a game under his belt, Bryce Brown, he's bouncing back from being inactive. So I just think the talent's going to show through, and even when Fred Jackson does come back in a couple weeks, he's going to be the spiller role, and Jackson's going to play his role. And I feel like Dixon's going to go back to special teams. And so it's definitely worth the pickup, even though he's on bye week, if you have a spot. If not, I'd wait a week and pick him up. Receiver with spots, I would go with Andrew Hawkins. He's available in a lot of leagues. He's actually had back-to-back weeks of double-digit fantasy points. And hell, you might be able to pair him up with Brian Hoyer and have a little quarterback to receiver thing going. Another guy, Allen Robinson from Jacksonville. Again, double-digit fantasy points back-to-back weeks. They're traveling to Cincinnati this week. Cincinnati does have a good defense, but they can definitely give up points. And, the thoughts of, Cincinnati probably blowing Jacksonville out. They're going to play from behind. They're going to have to pass the ball. And why not take one of their best receivers? Another guy at the receiver spot that's kind of quiet, but I think is going to have a big week is Riley Cooper. Reason being, Macklin had a big week last week. Houston's defense, they are going to target him. But Riley Cooper quietly had 80 yards last week. And I think that 80 yards is going to slowly turn into 90 to 100. He's going to add a touchdown this week. Watch out for Riley Cooper this week. Let's just get to tight ends. Tight ends aren't that fun, but you have to still have them. One guy is Heath Miller. Why not, right? After what Big Ben did last week, hop on the bandwagon. Baltimore's got a key on Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Those are the big 2 guys that you got to watch when you're playing Pittsburgh. Baltimore has a good defense, but, I've seen Heath Miller have some good games against Baltimore in the past. So he's definitely worth a pickup. Another guy that's kind of a gamble but might be worth it is Kobe Fleener. Last time on primetime against Houston, he had a touchdown. Maybe this time in primetime. Maybe he's a primetime kind of guy. So I might take my chance with him on Monday night. As for kickers and defenses, you can deal with that. If you're in fantasy leagues, you should know what kicker and defense, how it should go. I actually picked up Kansas City's defense this week playing the Jets. I'm betting against Vic. You can bet for them, you can bet against them. I'm taking my shot because there weren't a lot of good defenses out there with good matchups. So this is our fantasy forget-me-nots. As always, you can check us out at oraclesports.net. You can follow us at Oracle Sports 1. And we hope you enjoy a great win in your fantasy league this week. And after your win, celebrate.